While we all continue to wait for Bryce Harper and Manny Machado to decide where they want to play, there are still tons of options in MLB free agency. Looking for a home, a critical part of team building continues to be quality depth that can serve as an adequate replacement in the event of injury or underperformance, and to keep player fresh over the grind of the season. This exercise seeks to identify players who are available on the cheap but could still deliver value in a part-time or reserve role over a course of the year. Using MLB Trade Rumors Free Agents Tracker and MLB's Statcast, I have picked out some remaining free agents that have interesting exit velocity (EV) and expected weighted on-base average (xWOBA). Derek Dietrich, INF, of EV 87.4 mph xWOBA .367. Dietrich clubbed a career-high 16 home runs last year and offers the ability to play 5 positions, though admittedly he isn't great at any of them. Nevertheless, he arguably offers the most flexibility of the remaining free agents. He could serve as the larger half of a platoon and be a versatile bench bat for an NL team. Digging deeper into the numbers, his EV is slightly below average, but he finds himself in the same neighborhood as Starling Marte, Jurickson Profar, and fellow free agent Marvin Gonzalez. Furthermore, his xWOBA, which strips out the effects of defense on batted balls to his offensive contributions, continues to paint a favorable picture. His xWOBA is comfortably above average, where he finds himself in the same class as Alex Bregman and Jose Altuve. While the latter individuals cost more in terms of money or prospects, Dietrich can offer real depth for only a few million at this point of the offseason. Brad Miller, INF, EV 91.0 mph xWOBA .428. More from call to the pen. While Miller has struggled mightily the last 2 seasons, he was a useful player as recently as 2016. With the Rays offering power across the infield, among remaining free agents his xWOBA sits second in between Harper and Machado. His EV ranks third, behind only Machado and Hanley Ramirez. While it would be foolish to expect him to fully return to form, Miller has retained his above-average EV and xWOBA. That, mixed with modern defensive positioning in the infield, could make Miller a good depth piece and rebound candidate for teams. Miller represents a no-risk signing and could be head for a minor league deal with invite to spring training to prove it. Danny Valencia 1B, of EV 90.9 mph xWOBA .411. Much of the same things written about Miller apply to Valencia, except that Valencia can serve as a warm body in the outfield as well. Valencia hasn't been a productive player recently, but his 2018 batted ball profile, per Fangraphs, looks very similar to his 2015 and 2016, where he produced 2.8 and 1.4 WAR respectively. His exit velocity and xWOBA rank in the top 5 among remaining free agents. Interestingly, his EV is the same as Paul Goldschmidt and Yoenis Cespedes. Sometimes, guys like this do the Matt Adams and provide some thump while faking it at several lower spectrum positions. Like Miller, he could be head with an invite to spring training. The only of these guys are the marquee free agent you were hoping your team would sign this offseason. What these guys do offer is potential depth in the event of an emergency. We all know that one twist of an ankle can dramatically change a team's outlook. Next, 5 worst contracts in the game. Want your voice heard? Join the Call to the Pen team. Write for us. Teams value depth more than ever, and these guys have an interesting batted ball data along with enough positional flexibility to at worst serve as adequate depth or maybe be a small cog of a playoff-bound team.